Wanting to read a book but being told you can't. That doesn't feel fair, does it? What if that book was the Bible? Not because it was too costly or missing, but because reading it was against the law. Can you believe people were punished just for reading God's word? Yes, there was a time when reading the Bible in your own language could get you arrested or even killed. It sounds shocking, but it really happened. And the man who tried to change that paid the highest price. In this video, we'll tell the true and powerful story of William Tyndale, the man who believed everyone should read the Bible for themselves. It's a story of courage, danger, and truth that would not stay hidden. So stay with us and learn what really happened when the Bible was made illegal. Killed for a Bible. On a cold day in 1536, William Tyndale was taken out of prison. Many people came to watch. His hands were tied. Wood was placed all around him. A rope was put around his neck. A man asked him if he wanted to say sorry for what he did, but Tyndale stayed strong. He looked up and said, "Lord, open the King of England's eyes." Then they killed him and burned his body. He was not a criminal. He did not hurt anyone. He only wanted people to read the Bible. He gave his life so others could know the truth. It was a very sad and painful end. His words lived on. Even though Tyndale died, his work did not stop. The English Bibles he made were already in many homes. People were reading them and sharing them. His words gave hope. Years later, the king who once banned English Bibles started to allow them. In 1611, the King James Bible was printed. Almost 90% of it came from Tyndale's own words. His dream became real. Today, many people around the world read the Bible in their own language. Tyndale's brave work changed everything. He showed that even one person can make a big change when they speak truth. Why this story still matters. You may wonder why we still talk about William Tyndale today. He lived a long time ago, but his story is still important. He stood up for what was right, even when it was dangerous. He believed that everyone should know God's word, not just a few. Today, people in some places still cannot speak freely. Some still suffer for their beliefs. Tyndale's story helps us remember to be brave, kind, and honest. He reminds us that truth should be shared, not hidden. His life teaches us that even when things are hard, we must keep going. One man who changed the world. William Tyndale was just one person. He was not rich or powerful, but he had a strong heart. He loved God and he loved people. He worked hard even when he was tired and scared. He gave his whole life to help others understand the Bible. Because of him, millions of people can now read God's word. His voice is still heard in every English Bible today. He did not win with swords. He won with faith and courage. That is why we remember him. His story is not just history. It is a light that still shines today. The final prayer and a loud cry. William Tyndale stayed in prison for more than 1 year. The prison was very cold, dark, and dirty. He had no warm clothes. His hands and feet were cold all the time. He became very weak and sick. But even in that pain, he did not stop believing what he thought was right. He still believed that the Bible should be for everyone, not just for rich people or priests. The leaders of the church did not like that. One day they said his time was over. They decided to kill him. They took him to a place where many people were standing and watching. Some people were quiet. Some were sad. Some were scared. Tyndale was tied to a wooden post. Right before his death, he shouted, "Lord, open the King of England's eyes." These were his last words. After that, they choked him and burned his body. He had no soldiers, no money, no power, but his words were stronger than fire. After death came a great change. At first, it looked like Tyndale had lost. The people who killed him thought they had won, but they were wrong. Just 3 years later, something big happened. The King of England changed his decision. He said that the Bible could now be printed in English. That Bible was allowed in churches. People could read it freely. And guess what? Most of the words in that Bible came from Tyndale's work. The same words he wrote while hiding, while running, and while in danger. His dream came true. Poor people, farmers, workers, everyone could now read God's word. They were no longer afraid. Tyndale was gone, but his words stayed. His fight was not wasted. It helped bring freedom and truth to many people. Words that built a language. Tyndale did not only give people the Bible, He also helped build the English language. Before him, English writing was hard to understand, but his Bible was clear and easy. He used simple words. Even poor and uneducated people could understand them. His style was strong and beautiful. Many common sayings today came from his Bible. Words like, "Let there be light," and "the powers that be" were his. He made reading feel like talking to a friend. His words were not only read in churches, but also in homes, schools, and markets. Writers later copied his style. His Bible helped shape how we speak English today. So, he didn't just change religion, he changed how people spoke and wrote, a voice that could not be silenced. The church tried to stop him. They burned his books. They arrested people who had his Bible. Kings told people not to read his words. They thought killing him would end his message, but they were wrong. After his death, his Bible still moved from hand to hand. Parents read it to children. Friends shared it quietly. People remembered his story and felt brave. They started printing more Bibles in other languages, too. Tyndale had started something very big. He showed the world that one man with no army and no power could still bring change. His voice became louder after death. His words could not be stopped. The truth he gave lived on. Why this story still matters today. Some people think this is only an old story, but it is still important. Tyndale's story is about truth, freedom, and standing strong. Today we can read any book, use our phones, and speak freely. But it was not always like this. Tyndale gave his whole life so that people could read the Bible in their own language. He worked hard, suffered, and died for this dream. Now, we have that gift. We can learn, grow, and understand because of his work. His fight gave us freedom. His words gave us light. When we open a book or speak the truth, we are walking on the road he made. His story is not just his. It belongs to us now. What we learn from Tyndale. William Tyndale's life teaches us many simple and good lessons. He was just one man, but he did something very big. He wanted every person to read the Bible in their own language. At that time, the Bible was only in Latin, and most people could not read it. Tyndale thought that was not fair. He believed that everyone should understand God's words, not just listen to priests. So he worked hard to change the Bible into English. Many leaders were angry at him. They told him to stop, but he did not stop. He had to hide and run from place to place. Life was very hard for him, but he stayed strong. He was brave because he believed in the truth. In the end, he was caught and killed. But his work did not die. Because of Tyndale, we can read and learn freely today. His story teaches us to be brave, to never give up, and to always do what is right. Even one person can make a big change in the world by telling the truth and helping others. The fire of truth lives on. William Tyndale's light did not stop when he died. His truth is still alive even today. Every time someone reads the Bible, speaks the truth, helps a friend, or stands up for what is fair, his light shines again. He showed that one person, even without money, power, or many followers, can still change the world. He didn't fight with weapons. He fought with words, kindness, and strong belief. Tyndale gave us something special, the Bible in our own language. He wanted everyone, rich or poor, young or old, to understand God's word. Today, that dream is real because he was brave. You don't need to be famous to do something good. You just need to care, be honest, and never give up. When you do the right thing, even if it's hard, you are keeping his light alive. His fire of truth now burns in you. His story lives on in every heart that chooses kindness, courage, and truth. If this story made you think, then today is a good day to do something small. Maybe pick a book and read one page, or share this story with someone who doesn't know it. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more simple and powerful stories like this. And remember, one small voice like yours can change big things. If William Tyndale could light a fire with just words, then you can also make a difference. Your journey of truth and courage can start right now.